Well, good morning everyone. Welcome to today's video. We're going to talk about 21's To Anyone album, like their first full. It gets very complicated when three of their four albums could simply be called To Anyone, if I say it fast enough, but either way, it's the first full. Also, for the somehow unaware, if you've missed it, To Anyone is allegedly back. Big allegedly. I, for one, have trust issues when it comes to YG Entertainment. I was a Winner stan in 2016, so I feel like these fears are pretty grounded in reality, but either way, I don't believe them. I just don't. Like, when the song is out and I've heard it, I will believe there's a new song coming out. Until then, I don't believe you. But until that alleged comeback is here, I want to talk about their full, because I love this album. So, let's go over this video is going to work. I'm just going to run through the track list and give you my varying thoughts on all the songs, and then give it a score out of 10 at the end. But I do have a disclaimer before we continue, which is that everything I say in this video is just my opinion. You do not have to agree with anything I say in this video, with any of my opinions, because music is subjective, and that is great. Alrighty, cool. Now that we have that out of the way, let's get into the album. And first up, we have one of the singles. There are four singles technically off this album, so one of them, okay? And my favorite of them, actually, which is Can't Nobody, a classic of K-pop to me. It hits, okay? From the first second of this song, okay, let me put it this way. There are K-pop songs out there, I have a trauma response to their intro. Like, I'll hear the opening lines, and I'll be like, oh, absolutely not, and I will scramble for my phone to skip the song. This is the polar opposite of that. This intro is like serotonin injected directly into my spinal column. The verses are complicated in the meantime. I'm going to use that term, complicated feels right. I do feel the moral need to complain about the fact that CL has both verses in their entirety. I feel like it is not a hot take to say that CL always had an exorbitant number of lines, a bit more than she needed in pretty much any 21 song, at least the vast majority of them, and maybe she didn't need both verses. That said, they are good verses. I do enjoy them for the most part. Same thing with the pre-chorus. It's good, and the outro, excellent. But we must discuss this chorus now, okay? I love this chorus. To me, this chorus is like K-pop gospel. You're not allowed to call yourself a real K-pop fan if you haven't heard the chorus of Can't Nobody. You don't have to like it. I'm not saying you have to enjoy the chorus, but you need to have heard it. I, for one, though, do greatly enjoy this chorus. The first half just shifts the vibes perfectly, and it hits just enough. And the second half is just fun. Like, I have fun. Big picture, a great song. Did it age the best of 21's catalog? No, but we'll come back to that. This also isn't their best title, if you ask me, but it is still a very fun song, and it is still, at least if you ask me, required listening. Also, as always, when I cover a song that has different languaged versions, I'm not going to repeat everything I just said for the English version. Everything that I just said applies to the English version. They're essentially the same song to me. So yeah, we're going to skip that when we get there. Anyway, next we have the other mainline, we'll say lead single off this album. The other real, like, big hit that came off this album, which is, of course, Go Away. And whilst I stand by I prefer Can't Nobody, this song is still good. However, every time I hear it, I think about this one tweet that I saw years ago now. I doubt I could find it. I'll do a cursory look to see if I can. But I saw this tweet forever ago that was like, Go Away is just ugly, but worse. And I'm not going to say I disagree with that stance. I just know someone has already started screaming at that statement, but it's fine. We're moving on. We're going to talk about the song itself now. The verses are where we're beginning. They're still very CL heavy, but at least she doesn't have the entirety of both of them, and she has some lines, so we love that for her. And also, I enjoy both verses. The second one is great, and the first one is the perfect start to the song. As for the pre-chorus, it's good, but it's short, and I have a conspiracy theory, not even a conspiracy theory, just a desire, really. Dada should have gotten all the lines in the pre-chorus. The whole logic with, like, later stage 21 for why they didn't give her any lines in a lot of songs was just that they say her voice didn't fit the vibes, which A, is some bullshit, but B, and more importantly, her voice would have done numbers with this pre-chorus. Okay, like I think this pre-chorus and her voice were the perfect match, and I wish she had the entirety of all of them. The chorus itself, meanwhile, okay, listen. This chorus is good. I enjoy it. I will vibe to it when it comes on. But I don't think the music matches the lyrics, if that makes sense. Like the singing and the lyrics and all of that is good and I like it. But every couple seconds, the music will do something that hits my ear in the wrong way and it just brings down the experience. Also, whilst we're here, I do have a legal obligation to discuss my favorite line, not just in the song, but in the entire canon of 21, which is, of course, Fiance, Beyonce, I'm walking out of destiny. I love this line. I think about this line a concerning amount. I forgot about it for years. And then I made my history of 21 like a year ago now. And I've thought about it on probably a weekly basis ever since. I think it's so funny. It lives in my mind rent-free. I love it. Moving on. Next we have Clap Your Hands, the third and worst single on this album. At least if you ask me. I think it's the worst. I never liked it, really. Like, even when I was in my 21 Stan era, I was never a big fan of this song, so we're just gonna speed through it. First, the verses. They're fine. I like that Dada has lines. I don't like the actual lines she has, but I like that she has a presence in the song, so we'll take it. The pre-chorus, meanwhile, has potential. I don't like the interjecting male screaming. I, for one, don't come to 21 music to hear a man shout at me. That's literally never what I come here for, so that's not ideal. But if you ignore the man screaming, it's pretty good. And then there's the chorus. The only actual good part of the song, and also, if you ask me, one of the best choruses on this album, I think this chorus in a more chill song would have been an absolute moment, but unfortunately that's not what we got. Cool, we're done with Clap Your Hands. We're moving on. We're on to the next song, our first non-single, which is I'm Busy, and maybe it's the nostalgia. I can't be certain, but I love this song. I've always loved this song. It hits like a very specific part of my brain, and that part of my brain is obsessed with this song. Let's start with what I don't like, okay? Any rap by CL in this song is something I don't like. CL is a good rapper. I know this. We all know this. She's proven this through the course of 21's catalog and her own solo music. However, you would not know it from listening to her raps on this song. Like, they're not great. Now that that's out of the way, let's talk about what I like, which is everything else. The verses that aren't raps are good. I also love the music. I think this is some of the best music on the album. It's just, again, it hits a very specific part of my brain, and that part of my brain is obsessed with it. However, to me, the best part of the song is actually the pre-chorus. I love this pre-chorus. Again, this is another one where I wish they plucked it out of this song and put it into a song with different vibes, and it would have been incredible. However, this time, I like it in this song too. I think it's really good. I don't love how it fits in the song, but I'm willing to take it, because again, it's really good. But again, what we got is good. Okay, I like this song. I, in fact, love this song. I assume it's just the Stockholming. Like, I would bet money that if any other group in the modern day released this song, I would not like it. I would probably hate it. But the nostalgia and the Stockholming are doing a good job because I love it. Next, we have the fourth and final single on this album, which is It Hurts. And it's amazing, if you ask me. It's very toned down, a term I would not use for much of 21's catalog. But personally, I always kind of prefer their more like ballad or R&B songs. Like this song, it fucks. I'm gonna say it. 21's vocals are so good here, and I feel like they never get to really show them off, especially on this album, because it's so auto-tuned. But like, they sound so good here. The chorus is also stunning. However, the part that makes me just want to die for this song is the fact they didn't try and force a rap in here. Yeah, I've been of the opinion for the entirety of my life that some songs don't need a rap, and that's okay. And you just know, or at least I just know, a more modern group, like a recenter group, would have forced a rap in here, specifically in the second verse. The second verse would have been a rap in like 90% of songs released in 2024. But no, not this song. The song's just vocals, and they're very pretty. Aside from that, though, I don't have much to say about the song, so we're gonna move on. Okay. Next, we have a song that was, at one point, my favorite on this album, and I've seen it translated like a billion different ways. So for once, I'm actually just going to use the Korean name. I never do this. I'm doing it now because the song is Sarang and Ayaya, and I've seen it translated off the top of my head minimum 4 ways. But I don't think you understand how much I used to love this song. Don't get me wrong, I still enjoy it, but I used to stream the shit out of this song, okay? You could play me the opening piano and I would lose my mind. I would go crazy. There's a very real chance that at one point in time, a past version of Simon would have listed this as his overall favorite 21 song. And in the modern day, okay, I see the vision. I understand why I loved this song so much. It's another toned down one, which again, I almost always prefer. So there's that. I love that. However, whilst this is not my favorite song on this album anymore, it is still my favorite chorus on this album. It is quintessential early 2010s pop. Like, I will not deny that. I actually appreciate that. I'm a pop lover, specifically of like the early 2010s. I think that's when pop peaked. So like, I'm not mad that it's a pretty basic chorus. And also, if I'm in the right mood, I will have an insane moment to it. As for the rest of the song, it's also good. Okay, the verses are probably the weakest part, if you ask me, mainly because they do in fact force a rap into the second verse because I am clairvoyant, I am a psychic. I've also heard this song like 10,000 times, and it's a fine rap. It's not the best rap I've ever heard, but it's a fine rap and I'm willing to take it. The bridge is also stunning, and the music, while very simple, works perfectly, which is ironic because this is one of the very rare 21 songs, there's only a handful, that wasn't composed by Mr. Teddy Park, and this is one of them. But it's fine. I don't care that it wasn't composed by Teddy Park. I love it. I love it so much. I probably always will love it, at least to a certain extent, no matter how much my music taste changes. And frankly, in this specific listening, like when I was taking these notes, I realized something. I want a modern remake. I really do. I know it's never gonna happen because this song wasn't even a single, but I want it. I want, like, I don't know, maybe one of the Gaios to celebrate, what, it's their 15th anniversary this year, to celebrate 21's 15th anniversary. Maybe do a remake. I don't know, give it to Baby Monster or something, they'll figure it out. Anyway, we have finished the original songs that came out with this album, like the new ones, which means it's time for the member songs and the pre-release. So first up, we have Bomb Solo, You and I. This song is pretty good, but I will concede Bomb solos, at least of the 21 era, have never really done it for me, if you know what I mean. Like, I think I have a theory. My theory is just that they always tried to force her into a poppier sound when that's so clearly not where her voice would thrive. Like, if you gave that woman an R&B ballad, she would have eaten it up, but they always tried to give her this like poppy music, and I never understood why. Since we're here though, let's discuss, shall we? The music is fine. Not my favorite, not the worst. The chorus is the main offender, frankly. I don't like this chorus very much. Doesn't really do much for me. The verses have potential, and I think in a different song I would have liked them more. As a whole though, it's a fine song, right? Like, it's not offensive. I've heard so much worse, and just even from YG. So much worse. And I feel like it's a controversial statement to say it's a fine song. People loved this song, at least when it came out, and like well into 21's career. I don't know how they feel about it now. But at the time, people loved this song. It's just not for me. It's fine though, because it's time for my favorite of the quasi pre-releases, which is of course the CL Minji duo, Please Don't Go. I love this song. Like, even in the modern day, I love this song. First, though, I must be honest, this song is very 2009, like, the most a song could be of 2009 is this song. And that's fine for me. I listen to The Fame on a monthly basis, so I don't really care. But I can also understand if people are like, yeah, I can't listen to the song anymore, like, it aged like milk in the sun. However, I like to think of it as just a dumb, fun song. Like, the verses, they're stupid. They're so stupid, but they're so fun. And I, for one, have the time of my life every time I listen to them. And also this chorus, My Love, an excellent chorus. I adore this chorus. I, again, have so much fun every time it comes on. And it earns extra credit because it does my favorite thing, which is when the last chorus in particular starts with, like, little to no background music, and then it just comes in halfway through. It's so simple. I know. I love it every time, and I love it here. On to the next song, the final member song, which is Dada's Kiss, which features CL. Does feature a rap from CL. It's not CL heavy. We're in fact never going to mention her again in this discussion. And you might have noticed, I'm a Dada supremacist. I think Dada had such a pretty voice that she never got to show off in like the non-auto-tune era of 21, we'll call it. Because, again, they always said her voice didn't fit the song. It's some bullshit. It's a stupid reason, but whatever. This song, it's very Dada heavy. Like, it's a Dada solo. Unfortunately, the song doesn't do much for me. I appreciate the fact that she had a solo song where I could actually hear her sing, but it doesn't do much for me. The main place I personally experience this song is as background noise. Like, if I have this on while I'm at work, working, or making dinner, or doing whatever, then it's fun. It's like the perfect level of bop to be in the background. Also, I do feel the need to mention this chorus has fully burned itself into my psyche, and I don't quite know why. Like, even when I was in my peak stan era of 21, I was never a big streamer of this song, because again, it doesn't do much for me. But something about this chorus embedded itself into my mind, and it just lives there now. But that's all I got for the song, so let's move on. Cool. Next we have the penultimate song, which is Try to Follow Me, and I love this song, for the record, but I will concede it is very of its time, and it simultaneously aged beautifully and poorly. The main difference is simply, can you get past the fact that auto-tune is used in every single line of this song? If you can't, it ruins the song. Very noticeable, very obnoxious. If you can, it's a very fun time. I, for one, have learned to get past the auto-tune, which means I think it's very fun. I have a great time when the song comes on. Again, it's so stupid, but it's so fun. Like, it's not a complex song. I know that. We all know that. It's probably, honestly, one of the weakest on the album, but sometimes I just want to turn my brain off and have fun, and this song is perfect for that. And with that, we have reached the final song, which is the reggae remix of I Don't Care, and it kind of kills the original song, if you ask me. Like, the original I Don't Care is a lot of things. It is a classic of K-pop, a defining song for both 21 and K-pop in general of the early 2010s, and this song takes what made that song fun and unique and special and kind of just sucks the life out of it. Don't get me wrong, I am not opposed to a reggae remix, right? Like, I can get behind a good reggae remix. I just think that A, this wasn't the song to do it for, and B, they didn't explore it enough in the way that I would have liked, which meant as a whole, this just came off a bit bland to me. But that is officially all I have to tell you about this album. So with that, it is score time. And overall, I'm giving it an 8.7 out of 10. The main thing holding this album back is that it's very of its time. At least certain songs are very of its time, which do make listening to them in 2024 a bit of an off experience. Like, I'm sure if it was still 2010, 2011, like the era where this album came out, I would have given it a much higher score. Unfortunately, it's 2024. So yeah, 8.7 out of 10. And that is all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. Feel free to comment your thoughts on this album down below. Let me know how you feel. You can like and subscribe if you want to or don't. I will be okay either way. And in the description, I will put my, I think it's an hour and a half or so. It's my history of 21. I made it more than a week ago, so it doesn't include the fact that they're actually reuniting now. But I sit down, I run through their history. It's a fun time. You can check that out. I will also put down there every 21 related review I've done, so you can check those out as well. And yeah, thank you again for watching. Bye!